Alright, troopers, it's time to learn more about you, the trooper. So I'll be kind of going over each of the classes in this game. As of this recording, we have the Guardian, Demolisher, Sniper, Ranger, Engineer, and Medic. If you'd like to learn more about the kind of loadouts that I like to use for each of the classes, and if you like to learn more about some like strategies that I typically like to do for each of these classes, you can always check out my Starship Troopers Extermination Primer and Gameplay Tips playlist. Alright, so the first one, let's talk about the Guardian. So by default, every class will start with a Merida Mark 1. The base weapon has just been a staple of the mobile infantry for ages. The reason why? It's a good, reliable weapon that can engage any and all targets at any range. For the Guardian, at level 2, you unlock the Merida Mark 3 Saw. This is basically the machine gun for this game. And then at level 8, you get this monstrosity, E-Pulse 88 CSW. Pretty good damage compared to the rest of these weapons, but let's go over the stats and stuff for each one. But I guess before we talk about weapons, we should talk about the actual class itself. My bad. So with the Guardian, you're kind of like, if this was a role-playing game, you're the tank. You have the highest health pool compared to all the other troopers. You have great survivability. Your class ability will allow you to deploy a shield wall around you, which will help stabilize weapon recoil and improve your defense even further. You want to attract as much attention to yourself as possible because you have such a higher health pool and damage resistance. So yeah, now let's go into the weapons. So the Merida Mark 1, you're going to be doing a decent amount of damage. Fire rate's pretty good. The range is average. Accuracy is pretty good. Some people say that the recoil is kind of unwieldy, but I believe over time, once you develop some experience using this weapon, it can be controlled quite reliably. Stagger seems to be pretty standard, but it has no stun. You might be wondering, what the heck is stagger and stun? But we'll be going over that in a later time. I'd like to just go over the classes and the weapons first. So in each weapon, you have an opportunity to unlock modifications and skins. I've already maxed the level on this weapon. The max level for each weapon is level 10. And any weapon that has been maxed leveled can be used in other classes, as long as they still reach the level requirement. So with the Merida Mark 1, you get a reflex sight. You get a quick load magazine. You reduce your reload time, but I believe you'll be getting less ammo in each magazine, I believe. I could be wrong about that, so if I am, sorry about that. Please share what that is supposed to be in the comments. Next one is the compensator. It helps you control the recoil. I always have this on. And my favorite is the extended magazine. You get a 50% increase in your magazine size, but you lose one magazine. That's okay. More bullets being fired before reloading is good. This will increase your magazine size to 90, so by default it's 60. The skins here, I don't remember what the level was, but you can see they're a little different. I like this one because it stands out the most. If you're curious about the weapon, I think you can rotate them. Just hold down the left mouse button and click and drag. So that's cool. Let's see. This is currently locked because I recently decided to re-enlist. So we might not actually be able to see everything all at once. However, you can still check the progression. As you can see, at level 1 you get the reflex sight, then the reload magazine at 2, or the quick reload, I mean. At level 6 you get the compensator, at 7 you get the extended mags, and that's about it. So with the Merida Mark III saw, the range is going to be a little bit shorter than the Merida Mark I. Damage is the same. Fire rate is just slightly lower. Accuracy seems to be the same, but the stagger is a lot higher. It looks like the cosmetic will unlock at level 9 for the last one. For this thing, let's just read the description here. Is kind of funny. A heavy electromagnetic gun, an oddity on the battlefield. The E-Pulse 88 has an unmatched portable firepower and armor penetration, but is limited by its large size and weight. The kickback and recoil on this thing is so high that if you're not in siege mode, you'll be physically knocked back a little bit each time you shoot with this thing, which I demonstrate in my gameplay tips video for this class, so if you're interested in learning about that, check it out. The progression at level 3, you get the quick reload magazine. Level 8, you get the extended magazines. So yeah, let's move into utilities. Not very many options, but you have this thing called a shock field device. It's a deployable electric shock field. It shoots out an array of electric nodes in a radius, creating a field that shocks any bugs that cross into it. Great at locking down a location, defending an objective, or just even protecting you when you're in siege mode. Deployable shield. This is just an extra piece of equipment that you can deploy on the field that the bugs can attack. This will draw attention away from most troopers, and troopers can shelter behind this when they're under attack by a gunner bug. By far, probably one of the most popular ones is the portable sentry turret. This is a deployable turret that can shoot bugs. Really cool. You can have 2 on the field at any time. You'll just need to deploy one first, and then reload with the ammo crate, and then you can deploy the other one. If you deploy any more than that, the first one will just explode. The grenade. My most favorite one is the basic one, the MX-90. It's a standard issue grenade that gets the job done, which it does. Blast range is 7 meters, it's good damage, it does have a 3-second fuse timer. So if you need something dead right away, it's not going to happen. Shock grenade. So this is more of like a tactical grenade. This thing will just stun a lot of bugs, but it's not going to do any damage. It's just great at delaying bugs from attacking people. The cluster grenade is my second favorite. It's a grenade that splits into smaller pieces and is kind of thrown like a frisbee or a discus if you're in track and field. So it splits into smaller pieces and then explodes over a larger area. It also causes good stun damage. Perks, you get some options. A lot of people recommend having the bug pheromone equipped. It just attracts attention. You're pretty much aggroing the bugs. You should be fine because you have a larger health pool. Next is synthetic under armor. This lets you take more damage from melee attacks. It halves any melee damage by half, right? By far, one of my most favorite ones for perks is Magazine Bandolier. It's an extra set of pouches that you can put on your vest so you carry more ammo. Rifles will get 2 mags, pistols get 2, machine guns, marksman rifles, grenade launchers get 1, and shotgun specials get 1 as well. Here's a tip. For the medic, if you have the first aid stim equipped, it counts as a pistol. Next is hardened ceramic plates. So just like the synthetic underweave armor, it will cut any range attack in half. Doesn't really stop grenadier bugs from killing you in one go, so just be careful. Utility satchel, extra carrying capacity in your load-bearing vest for more utilities. What that means is they'll add 1 extra utility to your ones that you're already equipped. Regenerative matrix. It gives you an additional health pool that regenerates over time, but it only regenerates when you're out of combat and if it's been depleted, I believe. I could be wrong about that. If I am, just let me know in the comments and share that information with the community. So that's the Guardian. Let's move into the Demolisher. Pretty cool class. It's like an explosives expert, so if you need a bug to be dead, this is the class to do it in. This ability is pretty much fires a mini barrage of grenades. The grenades will be based off of the one that you have equipped. So if you want to see multiple explosions, you can always equip the cluster grenade. You also have the napalm grenade, but I don't like it because it just obscures your line of sight and nobody can see, which can cause people to die. The lure grenade, very cool if you want to play as more of a support role. This thing will quite literally lure arachnids away to wherever the grenade will detonate. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, this is pretty much just an explosives expert. You get the Marina Mark 1 just like every other class, but at level 4 you get the C-32 Chi-Hong grenade launcher. This thing is fabulous. I love using this thing. Damage is significantly high. The fire rate is slow, but that's okay. The range, it looks pretty bad, right? But you can compensate this by aiming up, just to compensate for how low distance that this thing can travel. If you want to learn more about that, you can also check out my gameplay tips video for the Demolisher. But the stun is good, but we'll go over more details about the differences between stun and stagger later on. Okay, I can't remember. Nope, there's no unlocks. Unfortunate. The TW2 split shotgun. Uh, this is the Special Light Infantry Tactical Shotgun. It's been illegally modified to shoot in fully automatic setting. So this thing, I believe it's supposed to be like a slug, a slug round. Can't quite remember. But the progression is that at level 1 you get a reflex sight. Level 3 you get a quick reload magazine. 7 you get the extended mags, and that's about it. Let's see, well, that's about it. Oh, I forgot to talk about the sidearm for the other class. So by default, most classes will get Peacemaker or the Emancipator. The Peacemaker, I don't really like using it compared to the Emancipator. The damage is okay. The fire rate's pretty good. Range is average. Accuracy is pretty good. The stagger is good. Let's go over the item progression here. So at 1, you get the reflex. 3, you get the extended magazines. 7, you get the quick load magazine, but I think you always want to get the extended magazine because, you know, more bullets is good before you have to reload. Oh, and here's a preview of what the skins look like. So the reason why I don't like the Peacemaker is because it doesn't shoot as hard as the Emancipator. Sure, the Emancipator doesn't shoot as fast, but it makes up for in damage, range, and an insanely high stun value. Progression. Level 1 you get the reflex sight. 3 is the extended magazine. Everything else you don't really need. Skin preview. Okay, we're not really missing out. It's the same thing. So let's move on to who's next? Sniper. So with the Sniper, they got this cool little jetpack kind of thing. This will allow you to get up to hard to reach places that other troopers and arachnids can't normally get to. You also have a passive ability where you can pretty much run very fast. So you're going to be running faster than any other class, so that's pretty cool. At level 4, you can unlock the Merida Hawkeye. This is going to be your marksman rifle, semi-automatic. Damage is pretty good. Let's see what else. Fire rate, that's fine. Range is pretty good. Accuracy is great. Stagger is great. Progression. At level 0, 3x scope. Level 1 is the reflex sight. So I think you want the scope because you want to see further. 3, you get the extended magazines. 7, you get the quick reload. And at 8, you get the vented barrel, which will help with the recoil. Skin preview. Next one is ePulse 44A2. Damage is okay. Fire rate's a little bit slower. Range is a lot smaller. So with these ePulse weapons, at most you're going to be hitting things at mid-range. So just keep that in mind. However, all these ePulse weapons can over penetrate bugs, which is going to be, I think, pretty important when you get to the Carnage update, which will be happening at the end of June, June of 2024, which is, as of this recording, like end of next week. Like, yeah, pretty close. I'm excited for it. Very, very excited. Alright, so at level 1 you get the 4x scope, which is kind of ridiculous because you can't really hit anything at that far of a range. 3 you get the quick reload magazine. And 8 you get the extended magazines, which is what the thing you want. This thing reloads incredibly slow. Either you want fast reloads or you want large magazines. I prefer the magazine increase because this thing will just run out so fast. So yeah, that's ePulse 44A2. Here's the weapon skin preview. I think this one always looks cool for the second one. And here you go. The Merida XXX sniper rifle. This thing is pretty amazing. Oh, weapon skin preview on accident. So, this thing can one-hit kill warriors, gunners. If you're really good, you can also just kill drones and bombardiers one go. I believe if you do not use any of the damage amplifying utilities and perks and whatever for this class, you can kill a tiger anywhere from 4 to 6 shots, I think. I could be wrong. For a bombardier, I think you'll need 6 shots. I don't remember how much it takes when it's been scanned. You'll have to figure that one out on your own. And I can't remember how much it takes to kill an Inferno bug, but good luck. But let's go back to the actual weapon itself. The fire rate is pretty slow because bolt action. The range is incredibly good. Accuracy is good. It can stagger and stun. This thing's like freaking amazing rifle. The only thing though with this sniper rifle, the thing you need to watch out for is the reload animation for the character. Now, the animation may be complete, but the actual weapon itself, when you look at your HUD, it won't read as fully loaded. It will remain at 0 for just like an extra second. So if you're in a hurry to, for example, throw a grenade after you finish the reload animation, chances are pretty high if you throw a grenade right away, it'll just cancel the actual reload of the sniper rifle. So just keep an eye out, look at your HUD to make sure it's actually complete. Because there's been plenty of times where I just like threw a grenade after I thought it was finished reloading when it wasn't. So I spent more time trying to reload. Hopefully that gets improved soon. Progression. 0 you get the 6x scope. 1 you get the 4x scope. 2 you get the quick reload magazine. 4 you get the vented barrel. Scroll a little bit. 6 you get the 2x scope, and then at 7 the extended magazines. And yeah, that's about it for the sniper class. Well, it looks like the Sidearms are the same. Utilities, you don't got any options. So the first one is the scan dart. Basically, you shoot out a scan dart at an enemy. Anything that's scanned will take additional damage. So you get one mag with 10 rounds. The LV visor, I always like turning this on right away. It kind of enhances your HUD, highlights bugs in kind of like this light green color. So again, if you have colorblind disabilities, you might want to consider changing that in the accessibility settings. For see what was the next thing? Grenades. Every class will get the MX90. This class has access to a scan grenade, which will scan any bugs in proximity of the blast zone, and it will stay active for 30 seconds. Next one is the high explosive grenade. It's a sticky grenade that produces a significant amount of burst damage with only a very small blast radius. So I've been hearing that you could potentially blow up a grenadier bug in one go if you throw this at it. Again, those are things I just heard. I don't know if that's actually true or not, so something worth kind of experimenting with in the game. Alright, moving on to the sniper's counterpart, which is the ranger. So, let me click on that. With the ranger, you can do a similar thing with your jetpack kind of thing, except that instead of a vertical boost, this is more of a horizontal boost. But with both classes, if you jump and then you do your boost jet, you'll get a little bit more distance. However, this class also has a passive ability called Survivalist. It's like an extreme conditioning allows you to rapidly recover from injuries. So it kind of like lets you heal up. I don't remember if there's like a cooldown. You have to check that out on your own. Well, another cool thing, each class, has these unlocks. If you don't want to look at it this way, you can always click on this, and you can see all the different class unlocks. So that's pretty cool. Just like your overall progression for unlockables for this class. Weapons. This is a little bit different. I really like the Morita Mark 1 carbine. The damage is a little bit lower than the Morita Mark 1, but the fire rate is a little bit higher. The range is a little bit shorter because it's a carbine, but the accuracy and the stagger are a lot better compared to the Mark 1. So yeah. Progression. Level 1, you get a reflex sight. 2, a quick reload magazine. 4 is a compensator. This will definitely help with the recoil even further. 7, you get the extended magazines, and that looks like that's about it. Skin preview. So that's it for the carbine. Shotgun, slug. So this one, the damage is pretty high, fire rate's pretty slow, range is pretty slow, accuracy is pretty good, no stagger, but the stun is pretty good. It'll be quite noticeable, and we'll go over those things a little bit later. Progression. As you can see, I don't like the shotgun, so I never really used it. So at level 1, you get the reflex sight. Level 3, you get the long magazine tube. And I think that might be it. The reason why I don't like it just takes forever to reload. And, like, when you have like a dozen bugs running at you, good luck. Skin preview. I guess it's not working. There doesn't seem to be much of a difference. The TDW99 Merida Tactical SMG. I don't really like it, but a lot of people do. So let's just go over it anyways. Damage is pretty small. It's like you're firing pebbles. Fire rate's the highest value I've seen. Range is pretty short. Accuracy is pretty good. Stagger is okay, but no stun. Progression. Level 1 you get the reflex sight. Level 2 you get the quick reload. 4 you get the compensator. 7 the extended magazines, and that looks like about it. With a weapon skin preview. That looks pretty cool. Wonder if this will work. Is there any difference? Oh, maybe that's bugged out. Sidearms, same thing. Emancipator and Peacemaker. Utilities, you don't get that many options. First one is the Scan Pulse. I think this is by far one of the most popular ones. You can periodically scan, highlight nearby arachnids for a short duration. You get 3 charges, but it's based on where you are. This is tied to your character. So wherever your character is, the scan pulse will be emitted from you. So you get 30 seconds of use. The Scan Beacon. It's good for early warning system, especially if you need to defend an objective. Scan enemies will take additional damage, so use that to your advantage. It'll only be up for 120 seconds though. I believe you get up to 3 scan beacons on your equipment. I could be wrong. So make sure you check that out. Oh yeah, it even says here you get 3 charges. I can't read. A rally beacon. You basically create a new spawn point for troopers to deploy on. It's great if you are stuck in one location. For example, if you're on Agni Prime and your spawn bunker is constantly on fire by an inferno bug. A ranger, can run out into the field and create a secondary spawn point so that troopers can continue to move up the field and keep the game progressing. So that's the utilities. Grenades. You get the MX-90 still, you still get the scan grenade, and you still get the high explosive. Perks. First one is a trauma auto-injector. I think pretty much everybody takes this one. Basically, what this does is like when you take lethal damage, meaning like you take damage that's enough to kill you, you temporarily become invulnerable and you get increased movement speed. Keep in mind you have a 30-second cooldown. Excuse me. So just keep that in mind, especially if you're going to be in an extraction setting. Just make sure that this doesn't go down on a cooldown when it starts. And yeah. We've seen this one, mobile training. It increases your climb speed, like your mantling. Melee attacks from bugs won't stop you from sprinting, so normally when a bug hits you physically, with like their claw or whatever, it's gonna kind of slow you down for just a second. but with this equipped, it won't matter. And then when you take damage from a bug, your movement speed is temporarily increased. So I believe that this is the only class that can outrun and outmaneuver a bug, especially with your boost jet. So utility satchel, we've seen that. Bloodlust. Intense combat training allows you the ability to fight through pain in the middle of a close quarters combat fight. So this one is pretty crazy. You regenerate health after every successful kill in close quarters. That's cool. Does this count for only knife kills or any kill in close quarters combat? I don't know. I asked that once in a Discord and I didn't get an answer, so I can't really give you a good answer myself. But if you do know, definitely let me know in the comments, because I'm dying to know. Next one, Engineer. Now this is the only class that I haven't made a gameplays tips video for it yet. It kind of frustrates me, to be honest, because it's like my least favorite class. But as you can see here, I'm trying to level up my engineer. I'm almost there. Each class has a maximum level of 15. Right now I'm at what? Almost level 9. So hopefully I'll get that going at some point, because I should really just talk about this class, because it's one that a lot of people like to play. But for this class, the special ability is Mobile Build Tool. So you can use your build tool to like build small structures out on the field. There's no limitations except that you can't build on any slopes. Even if it's like a tiny slope, it won't allow you to do that. So it needs to be on completely flat ground. And the stuff that you can build is an ammo crate, an ammo stack, a twin machine gun placement, a spotlight, and I think up to 15 or maybe 30 short walls. Oftentimes people will create a twin MG machine gun, nest on top of a shipping container or somewhere where the bugs can't really get to them. They're just very vulnerable in that environment, especially if bombardier bugs are nearby. They tend to target the engineers first, so let's be careful. The other thing with this class, you get nice passive ability, is that in their backpack they can carry a canister. It can either be for the value gas or the ore, but this allows them to carry one on their back and then still be able to use weapons to defend themselves. Or if you have an escort, you can put one in your backpack and you could just carry one in your arms here. So you can deliver 2 times the resources back to either the bunker in AAS, which is Advanced and Secure Gameplay Mode, or to the Arc, or I mean the mobile HQ in the Arc Gameplay Mode. So weapons. I forgot what level. I think level 4. I can't remember. I already unlocked it. You get the flamethrower. The only thing is the damage is so low. The range is so low. There's no stagger. There's no stun. So if a bug is going to attack you, it's going to continue to run at you while it's on fire. Good luck. Unlocks. At level 3 you get the high capacity tank, and that's about it. Yeah, it's not much to the flamethrower. I mean, it looks pretty cool, and the fire looks cool. But I have a real hard time using this thing and staying alive. So I prefer either the Marita or the shotgun. Skin preview. That looks pretty cool. The last unlock is the TW2 split shotgun. I've been told by the Discord community that this is pellet based rounds instead of slug based rounds. And the stun on this thing is like incredibly high, which is really important to keep you alive. Damage is okay. Fire rate's pretty good. Range is short. The accuracy is pretty good though. Aggression. Level 1 you get the reflex sight. Level 3 you get the long magazine tube. And that's about it. This is the thing I want to unlock for all classes to use besides the Hawkeye. I think it'd be kind of cool if a medic can use the Hawkeye, because a medic shouldn't be in close quarters combat, at least in my opinion. So yeah, that's a shotgun. Secondary weapons, looks like it's the same. Utilities, you get some options. So first one is proximity bug mine. I don't think I'm missing anything. The proximity bug mine has a radius of 8 meters when it explodes. It takes 2 seconds to arm when a medium-sized bug or larger passes by. I believe that's just like your standard warrior, gunner, bombardier, not bombardier, that's small, grenadier, inferno, tiger, shock beacon. I think you get up to like 4 of them, I can't remember, but basically you can deploy this around in a perimeter to create a shock barrier. I forget how far you can place each of these nodes individually, but let's see. It says place within 10 meters of each other to create a connected shock barrier. Shocked enemies are instantly stunned. This is good when you want to defend like an objective, or if for some reason there's like a breach in your base and you can't repair the defenses. This can help slow down the bugs, or it can help reinforce a weak point in your base's defense, which I will cover hopefully in a separate video. I'm hoping to make a basics building primer after I finish this content here. Next one here on this list is the ammo fabricator. I believe we talked about this earlier. You can reload your weapons, your primary, secondary, but it won't reload your grenades and utilities. Overcharge module. You can overcharge offensive structures to cause them to overperform at the cost of losing health over time. You can have 3 at a time and they last for 30 seconds, so you can use these on electrical fences, automated turrets. I think that's about it, but you can kind of overcome the cost of health by just constantly repairing your structure that you attach it to. So that shouldn't be too hard to deal with. Yeah, grenades. The grenades are pretty much the same. You get access to the napalm and the chem grenade. Napalm just sets things on fire over an area for 60 seconds, while the chem grenade just poisons them over time. So yeah. I don't like using napalm grenade because once it detonates, it significantly obscures troopers' line of sight, and it's just really hard to see anything. The chem grenade can do that too, but it's not too bad. It's a little more translucent. The color is green in nature, so if you do have that color blind disability, you might want to consider changing some options in the accessibility settings. Perks. Start with this one. Powered up build tool. You have an increased rate when you build and repair. They're doubled. Really good. Magazine bandolier, we've already seen. Utility satchel, we've seen. Reinforced repairs. Once something has been repaired or built up to 100%, you can reinforce it, give it an extra health pool. So this is pretty cool. I always like using that when I am fully leveled up. Refined. So if a ore refinery thing, basically any refinery structure that's at max health, you can use this to speed up the extraction of the resource. So it's pretty cool. I like running with this one. It just helps progress the game a little bit faster. We're just in the perks, right? Yeah. So that's it for the perks, and that's it for this class. For this class, you're going to be primarily just staying in the back, being a little more of a support role. Like, you'll be able to build stuff. You shouldn't really be on the front lines. Whereas with the ranger, you're kind of like a scout. You can do kind of a little bit of everything. It's a pretty cool class if you like things that are a little bit more mobile, or if you just kind of want to be a jack of all trades kind of thing. Your sniper is pretty much just going to be killing one target at a time. This class is mostly about destroying elite bugs and high priority targets. So yeah, play to your class's role as much as you can, because you know, some other troopers might not. So for example, if like you're the sniper, you see a bunch of gunner bugs but no one else is killing them, you should go after them, because those gunner bugs can kill troopers pretty easily. So yeah, those are the classes so far. But the last one here is my favorite. This one is the medic. Primarily like to play this one a lot. So, oh yeah, we need to go over class abilities first. So class abilities, the first one is a passive. So this one will allow troopers to kind of bleed out a little bit slower. So once a trooper is incapacitated, right, they're going to be placed on a very short timer before they actually die, and the triage passive ability will extend that up to, I think, 45 seconds or more. I can't remember, but just know that it extends the bleed out duration so that other troopers or yourself can go and revive them. Oh, and here's another tip. When you're reviving someone, their bleed out timer, regardless of class, will be paused as long as they're trying to be revived by somebody. If that trooper leaves or is killed, then the timer will resume. Their actual active ability is the medical drone. This thing is terrible right now. Most of the times this thing will just be obstructed by the smallest thing, like a pebble. Someone can be right in front of you and it will not go towards the intended destination. But I'm hoping that after this game gets some optimization and the Carnage update and going into full release in October, I'm hoping that this works. You can see me working around with this in the gameplay tips videos. I made multiple for this class because I love it so much. But anyways, you can aim your mouse cursor at the intended object or destination. Press your class ability button and the drone will go there. You can also hold down the class ability button and you can kind of pivot and then let it launch as soon as you let go. The same thing can be done for the Demolisher for their barrage ability. You can pivot around before launching your grenades. Yeah, for this medical drone, this will take a few seconds to revive a trooper. So yeah. Oh, you get like 3 charges before you have to wait for it to recharge itself. Self-recharging, which is nice. I can't remember if we've seen the ePulse 44A2. I think we did. But if we didn't, let's go over it real quick again. Damage seems to be okay. Fire rate, it's okay. It's still pretty high. The range is pretty short. This is going to be a mid-range weapon, so if you see a target off in the far distance, this thing ain't gonna hit it. Accuracy is pretty good, and so is the stagger. So let's check out the progression. Level 1 you get the 4x scope, 3 you get the quick reload magazine, and at 8 you get the extended magazine. Weapon preview skins. Pretty cool. Utilities, you get some options. Every medic should equip the first aid stim dart. I can't express how good this thing is, except that it's wonderful. Incredibly hard to aim down the sights with this thing, but after you gain some experience with this thing, you can pretty much hip fire while running. This thing's cool though. You can heal or revive troopers at range. I've been able to revive and heal troopers from mid-range, which you can kind of see in my gameplay videos. You only get 10 rounds in a single magazine, but if you have like the magazine bandolier perk equipped, you get like I think it's like 30 rounds. So this thing's pretty good. I like using this more than the medical drone because it's just so much more reliable. And it's faster too. Like you just point and click and it will revive and heal troopers. The only thing that matters is your ability to be able to aim with this thing, because the iron sights on this thing is really bad. So it's going to take a little bit of practice. It's going to be a little bit frustrating at first, but Um, After you get some experience into this thing, it's going to be really nice. And if you need help with it, you can always send a message in the comments, and we can work together on that. Next thing is every mech should equip the first aid stim fabricator. Reason why? Because this is the only other way that troopers can heal in this game. So what this thing is, like, a trooper can have up to 3 stims on them total, and if they have all their utilities filled, this will just occupy utility number 5 or 6. You get one more special slot just for either the first aid stims or the speed stims. However, if none of your utility slots are occupied, you can carry, I believe, like 3 sets. You get 2 utilities and 1 extra for the stim itself. So each utility slot will get 3 stim packs, so you can carry 3, 6. You can carry up to 9 of these. But don't get greedy though, because other troopers will need to use this as well. And at most you're gonna need like 3 anyways. But if you kind of want to become kind of like a mini medic, you can always just equip an extra set of these. You know, a medic's role is never over. They always need help. Healing and reviving other people. Any help to alleviate those pressures is always going to be well appreciated. At least I will appreciate. I'll appreciate you. So yeah. The other way, which I forgot existed, is the heal beacon. You can sometimes get this by recovering supplies out in the field. But that's kind of randomized, so you might not always get this. So this is just like a beacon that kind of like heals everybody in a 15-meter range, and it burst heals every 10 seconds. It might keep you alive if you're on fire, but I wouldn't press your luck. I would just go and look for the first aid stim fabricator as soon as you can. I think you can only have 1 on you, maybe 3. I can't remember. I don't use this hardly. I only use these 2. So yeah, cause, well, you only get like 2 utility slots, so these are my 2 top favorite ones. The next one is the speed stim fabricator. I don't use it. But the thing is, you can temporarily increase your speed, your running speed. Good for extractions, but for the long-term gameplay to help out other troopers, I always prefer the first aid stim fabricator so that they can heal themselves. That'll take some of the pressure off of you to keep everyone alive. So pretty much everyone will be able to get their own like little first aid kit if you deploy this for the team. And I recommend deploying this on top of structures, inside of bunkers, just outside of the initial drop ship when you are deployed into the game. Try not to put this out in an open field or in the middle of the base on the ground, because if a base is breached, it's not going to be safe for anybody to pick up a stim. They'll just die in the process. The last one is the Guardian UAV. This one's kind of cool, but sometimes I don't see it really shooting anything. It's up for 3 minutes. You can direct it to follow you or guard a stationary position. It can shoot bugs up to 40 meters around it. and it recharges ammo every 30 seconds. So if you need a sentry bot to watch your back, this is the thing to use. I can't remember what the cooldown on this and how many charges you get, so that's something you'll need to look at. Grenades, pretty much the same, everything's the same at this point, but I like using the MX90. It has the largest amount of burst damage. Perks, I always use the magazine bandolier, not just because I need more bullets to kill bugs, because it gives my first aid stim pistol extra ammo. Next one is on your feet. This allows you to revive troopers just by shouting at them. How crazy is that? However, the distance between you and the downed trooper will add on to the amount of time it takes to revive them. This one's cool to equip because sometimes they're going to be out of your line of sight. So having this equipped will give you some flexibility in reviving troopers. Utility satchel. This thing's cool because it'll give you +1 for your first aid stim fabricator. I think by default you get 1 or 2 when you're deployed. I can't remember, so you'll need to look at that. The last one is the most important one, the bug deterrent. You spray yourself in a perfume that makes bugs, not want to attack you. Either you're stinky or you're just not appetizing to the bug, but what this does is that if you're next to another trooper, the bug's going to prioritize them as a target before they target you. However, that might change if you damage them, but this perk will allow you to safely run around the middle of a scrum and revive troopers. So definitely, I highly recommend having this equipped because it's really good. And yeah, that's about it for each of the class. Medic kind of explains itself. You're purely support. I mean, you can fight too, but your primary job is to heal and revive troopers and prevent troopers from burning through the reinforcement tickets. So yeah, the last thing I want to go over is the customization. So every couple levels you can unlock some of these cosmetics. You don't have to do any kind of crazy challenge or anything, you just need to level up. So my favorite one is the blood visor, and you can also get little decals for your helmet, so that's kind of cool. You can also change up like your suit. You can see a lot of different options. Some of them look kind of similar, but I really like the crimson color. It just looks really nice, like red color. Helps hide the blood. So yeah, that's the classes.